In this material world, the mother Prakriti, which is material nature, supplies us with the body, and the Supreme Father impregnates this matter with living souls. This is an erroneous theory current that only human beings have souls and that other living entities do not. But we understand from Vedic authority that there are over 8 lakh species of bodies, plants, and trees, and that they all have souls. Otherwise, they would not be able to develop and grow. So, in our last class, we were discussing this shloka that Mother Nature has given us this body. But it's not like she has done this independently. She has given us this body, and Supreme Father Krishna impregnates this as 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺𝗺. So, 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺𝗺, incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who is Lord Krishna, impregnates this matter with living souls. This is living matter, this body is matter, and Krishna impregnates this matter with living souls. But, okay, now living souls, living beings doesn't mean that only human beings. It doesn't mean that human beings only have the body and they are only being impregnated with living souls. It's not like that at all. Prabhupada is telling here that there is some theory that only human beings have souls and other living beings do not have souls. But this is not true. Every living being which grows, which develops, which are conscious, soul exists in that particular body. But people often say these theories, and reason behind this is sense gratification. So in Bible also, I like I read this. Not I didn't read Bible, but yeah, Prabhuji was telling this thing that in Bible also it was mentioned that thou should not kill, which has been changed into thou should not be murder in Bible. Now what does that mean? That human beings murder, who are murdered? Human beings. You will see many cases where people say that that person has murdered this person, but we haven't heard that people murder animals. We hear that people kill animals. So this line has been changed. Thou should not kill has been changed to thou should not murder. Thou means you, that you should not kill. You should not kill has been changed to you should not murder, means you should not murder human beings, but you can kill animals. You are free to kill animals and consume them. So people often say all these uh, rubbish theory, and reason behind that is their sense gratification, because they want to gratify their senses. They want to consume non-veg. That's why they kill animals like that, and they just consume non-veg. So this is all rubbish. Anything you see around yourself which is conscious, which is growing, which is developing, plants, trees, animals, birds, aquatic animals, whatever. They are consciousness, they are moving. If they are moving, if they are growing, if they are developing, then it do have soul in that particular body. So this is very important, and we have been through this body from eternal time. We also been cat, or we also been in ant's body, mosquito, lizard, snake, whatever other animals, even trees and plants. So soul do exist in these bodies. So yes, we were discussing this thing that okay, so soul do exist, and living entities get these bodies according to their past karmas. Whatever they did in their past life, they get, or whatever desires they had in their past lives, they get bodies according to those desires. Just like if anyone has desire to swim, he likes to swim. I want to swim more and more. Then okay, you will be blessed with a fish body. Now people might think that swimming is, what is wrong in swimming? It is good for our health, but if you really want to be healthy, first of all, question arises that why you want to be healthy? Then answer will be sense gratification. And if you want to be healthy for your, like for performing your devotional services, then you can also practice yoga. This human life is not meant for just swimming or just for flying. We can't fly, but yeah, we can travel through aeroplanes anyways. So yeah, this human life have been given us for some particular purpose, and if we are not fulfilling that purpose of our life, if we are not working on that purpose, then we are actually wasting our time. We are actually wasting this human form of life. So if anyone has desires, if he likes to eat so much of non-veg, then okay, he will be blessed with a carnivorous animal's body. He will become a tiger or lion or an ant. Red ants also consume meat, if you don't know. So there are many species. People get bodies according to that. If anyone likes to sleep more and more, I just like sleeping. I just love sleeping. Sleeping is my first love. Okay, you stay with your first love always, you become polar bear. You will be sleeping for 6 months now. You will be blessed to sleep like for this much of time. Or if someone is habitual of consuming so much of food, so he will be gifted with elephant's body. Okay, consuming prasadam is not sense gratification, so devotees won't get elephant's body. By consuming Krishna prasadam, they will go back to Krishna. So you can see whatever you do for Krishna, you can do it as per your pace. So yes, one should understand this thing. And when anyone have such desires and when they got such bodies, then that doesn't mean that because they had such desires, so now they have been rejected by Lord. It's not like that at all. That if we had some desires and because of those desires we fall into lower species, then that doesn't mean that Lord has rejected us. It's not like that. We see Krishna gives chance to living entities again and again by making devotees medium. So devotees never, like, they don't do any partiality that, oh, this boy looks very nice, he's very good looking, so I will preach him. Or that girl, his hair are very long, okay, I will preach only her. I will not preach any girl who has short hair or something, whatever other things. Devotees don't do any partiality, they just preach. unconditionally. They just want to give this knowledge of Krishna consciousness to everyone. They are compassionate even towards animals. They feed prasadam to animals also, so that they may got human form of life in their next birth. We should try to like whatever animal we see around us, we should try to feed them prasadam. Our whole day should be planned like this only. That today we gave some, like, we made some connection of Krishna in anyone's life, in someone's life. This should be our everyday's planning. That today Krishna gave me this opportunity, that I was able to connect that particular living being with Krishna. That can be in different ways. You can feed prasadam to any animal, you can tell about the glories of Hare Krishna Mahamantra to any person, or whatever. That can be, that depends. But our day should plan like this. We should always try to preach. We should always try to connect living beings with Krishna. This is this is like great mercy you are giving to someone. If you're connecting anyone with Krishna. Why great mercy? Because you're actually giving them chance that maybe not in this lifetime, but at least in next lifetime, if we talk about animals, they will be able to serve Krishna, and they will be able to go back to Krishna someday. This is really not a small thing. Great mercy, very great mercy you're giving to someone if you're connecting them with Krishna in any way. So, yes, one should understand this thing, that it's not like that only human beings are souls. Human beings have souls. It's not like this. Other species, whatever you see around you, yourself, which are conscious, they also have souls. In this verse, Sri Krishna claims that all living entities, regardless of the forms they take in this material world, are his sons, and that they are related to him as a son is related to his father. We discussed this thing, that our relation to Krishna is just like a relation of a son and a father. Not like, actually, Krishna is our actual father. We all are sons, fragmental part of Krishna. And if, see, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is our father, and if we are his sons, so we should be brothers and sisters. And brothers and sisters never fight, they just boost each other to grow more. So we should also boost everyone we see, because not only devotees, all the living entities are fragmental part of Krishna. So we should try to encourage other people, anyone we see, to grow, to become Krishna conscious. That can be in any way. One more thing one should understand, we discussed one photograph at the very starting of this chapter. There was a wheel, and there were so many symbols, and there was a bird, a pigeon in center, which was symbolizing peace. So, because, like, if we talk about human beings, they are assuming themselves that we are of different cultures. We belongs to different religions. So, what they are thinking? my father is this and your father is that. Means your father is different. He is separate that of my father. And that's why they fight. That my religion is great, your religion is not that great. My father is this supreme father, your supreme father is that. But this is not reality. Supreme father is one, and we all are his fragmental part. We were discussing this in our Hindi class that Krishna is the only one, Lord Krishna is the only one who is announcing like this. No any other person or any demigod is announcing like this, that I am supreme personality, everything is coming from me, all are fragmental part of me. No one is announcing like this. Only Lord Krishna is announcing like this. So this is reality. So if persons, if people, they are assuming that their fathers are like different, they belongs to different fathers, so they will fight. But anyone who will understand that our father is one, so there will be no scope of fighting. There will be only compassion, only love towards each other. And we will encourage more to grow them in their spiritual path. So this is really interesting point. This Krishna consciousness is specially meant for understanding the position of the soul and its relationship with God. Srila Prabhupada ji tells this amazing thing that okay, whatever dharma you are following, whatever religion you are following, if it is encouraging you to understand your position, your relationship with God, if it is encouraging you to love God, then you just follow that path. But if your dharma, whatever you're following, it has nothing to do with the existence of God, then that is just like what to say. That is really nonsense. Whatever dharma you're following, if that is not encouraging you to love God, to develop love for God in your heart, to become compassionate for other beings, then what are you really following? So yeah, if it is something which is encouraging you to develop your love for God and to become compassionate to other living beings, then you can continue. Otherwise, you join us. Prabhupada ji say like this. Otherwise, you join us. If it is not to develop love in your heart for God, then you come and join us. So this Krishna consciousness is specially meant for understanding the position of the soul and its relationship with God. And only like human beings can do this, can understand this. You will see animals also know how to love, how to show their love, but they can understand their relationship with God. Of course, they also know to show their love because they are also living beings after all. It's just they are in that particular bodies. But they can understand their relationship with God. And their position that they are not this body, they are souls. So one can do this in this human form of life only. Very important thing it is. Okay, now here comes this shloka. Let's try to recite this. Okay. क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तञ्जानं मतं मम. Here is some misprinting. I will read it like this. O Arjuna, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies. And to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. This is my opinion. Bhagavad Gita 13.3. So Lord Krishna is telling this thing that anyone, Krishna is the ultimate knower of everything. Krishna is all knowledgeable. So Krishna is telling this thing to Arjuna that you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. Same thing which Prabhupada ji told up in above line, that this human form of life is meant for understanding the position of soul. So one should understand, one should have this knowledge that we are not this body. Who is the actual owner of this body? One should one should try to understand all these things. And that is only the knowledge. Krishna himself is telling this thing. This is the actual knowledge. Just like people are studying so many things, but the real study is, what is the real study? That how one can get free from this cycle of birth and death. This is the real study. So, same what Krishna is telling, that what is knowledge? One should understand this thing, one should study to understand this body, that we are not this body, and who is the owner of this body. If we meditate upon this body and study whether or not we are actually the body, we will come to the conclusion that we are Shretagya. We discussed this shloka at the very beginning of our chapter, that hmm, if we will try to understand this thing, if we will really study, then we will come to know the conclusion is that we are Kshetragya. And what does Kshetragya means? Kshetragya means field. So this body is like a field. We have been given this field so that we may perform particular activities. Let's read this again. If we meditate upon this body and study whether or not we are actually the body, we will come to know conclusion that we are Okay, sorry. Kshetragya means not the Kshetragya means is not the field. Kshetragya means who works in that field. So we work from this body. We speak from this body, or whatever things we do it from this body, from this Kshetra. Kshetra means field, and Kshetragya means who works in that field. The knower of the body, but not the body. Kshetragya means who is understanding that this is actually Kshetragya. Just like a farmer, he understands that I have to work in this field. I am not this field, but I have to work in this field. Same way, we are not this body, but we have to work from this body to reach our ultimate goal. If we studied, if we study our finger and consider, whether or not we are the finger, we will come to the conclusion that we are not the finger or any other part of the body. But the finger, the arms, the legs, the head, etc., are our fingers, our arms, legs, etc. So you just see, you just hold your finger and you just think, am I this finger? Or am I this leg? Or whatever parts you see in your body. Am I this particular part? We will find that no, we are not this particular part. Even you will see, we will not say, in general, also, we never say that this is, we never say that this is me leg. This leg is me. We often say that this is my leg. This is my finger. This is my hand. In general, also, we never say like this that this hand is me or this finger is me. In general, also, we always say that this is my leg. This is my hand. In this way, we can come to the conclusion that we are not these bodies, but that the bodies belong to us. Clear? Therefore, we say, this is my body. Okay, we say my, but who is that my? That my is soul. Of course, this is also an ignorant that we say this is my, this is mine, this is mine. Ultimately, it's of Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. But then also one should understand this thing. When we are saying my, then my means not this body, but the soul. Unfortunately, people in this modern civilization never stop to inquire what they are or who they are. They just keep identifying themselves with this body. They are simply laboring hard, working hard all day in an office or factory under the impression that I am this body. Even though they might have heard this thing also that I am not this body, I am soul, but they are actually not doing anything for their soul, for nourishing their soul. And that's why they remain unsatisfied. Because they never do anything for the nourishment of soul. Just like once we took example of one lady, she was very intelligent. How? She always used to, she had a cage. She always used to decorate that cage. Very nice painting, cleaning, everything. But she never feed that bird who is inside that cage. What a brilliant intelligence that lady has. Isn't it? Same way this body is like a cage. And just like that lady, we are just pampering this cage. We are whatever polishing, pampering, whatever things we are doing, we are just nourishing. We are busy nourishing this body and we are not nourishing that bird in that cage, that soul. That cage is a dead matter. This cage is a dead matter. So whether you nourish it or you don't nourish, if you will not nourish that cage, it will never experience anything. Soul experiences everything always. Of course, we should always do needful to take care of our body so that we may do our spiritual activities nicely. But one should understand that we should not always spend our time in nourishing our bodies only. We should also do something for the nourishment of our soul. When I'm saying something, then that really doesn't mean something. We should do everything for the nourishment of our soul only if we really want to get satisfied. All right, we will continue our discussion in next class now. We will stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanande, Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.